All right, let's go to Florida State, NC State, Friday night ACC action. This is probably your that ESPN crew. They seem to be doing all these ACC games now on Friday. Andre Ware, that's who it is. Andre Ware on a Friday night on ESPN with Anish Shroff, who does the Panthers radio for the NFL as well. We've got Florida State 4.5, 5-point road favorites, 61.5 the total in this game. I mean, NC State is a lot of Jekyll and Hyde in their season to this point. I memean, 5-5 is but someone's going bowling after this game, by the way. Bowl eligibility for whoever wins this game. Both teams are at 5-5 on the season. Florida State with a 34-14 win against Virginia Tech. NC State I thought their offense would do better than that against Miami, but nope, it was a struggle for CJ Bailey. Big time.
We talked about it a little bit. I was worried with them.
41-7. Defense still struggled, which is not surprising. NC State's had issues on that side of the ball all year. When it comes to Florida State, can they run the football here? They should. That being said, the worst part of the NC State defense by far is their secondary. Like, their secondary is abysmal. Can Tom Castellanos here take advantage of that? And we know that's where he's not nearly as effective. And accuracy and sometimes hitting those open receivers can be a problem for him, because I'd be trying to throw the football more here just because of how bad the NC State secondary is. At least their run defense, while it isn't great, it's a little below average, but it's not terrible, and it's certainly better than their pass defense. So be interested to see how Florida State chooses to move the football. Meanwhile, you've got NC State. The one thing I'll say about NC State is this is a Friday night home game. At home this year, they beat East Carolina. They beat Virginia 35-31 at home. They did have a loss to Virginia Tech, but only by 2. And then they beat Georgia Tech as a big upset against Georgia Tech in their last home game as 5.5-point dogs. They've shown up for home games, and I don't fully trust Florida State in this spot, coming off a satisfying 20-point home win. So I'm definitely leaning Wolfpack here. Concerned about, obviously, what we saw from their defense is obviously the big concern. Can CJ Bailey and the Florida and the NC State offense kind of get back on track this week offensively? That's going to be the question. And I'll say this about the NC State offense. It's been a little weaker, the Florida State defense against the pass, and Bailey can throw the football. So I think there could be a window for NC State to maybe make some things happen offensively here in this game to allow them to compete in this game. So NC State plus 4.5. I've got that circled right now. C-Mac, what do you think?
Shout out to the chat, everyone. You're a guy Gorky at the top. He likes BYU, Oregon, Georgia Tech, Oklahoma. We're going to get to those games. I kind of like BYU as well, even on the road.
I'm not too happy. We'll get to that. I'm not too happy with Cincinnati. I was livid with the way they played. Horrible, man. Terrible. And that spot to play like that,
Yeah, against Arizona. I mean, that game was a total sale. I just thought, we've hit on. I think they're a little bit
bad coaching.
Frauds.
Satterfield again. Just when I'm starting to sing his praises, well, they've had a nice little season here. You come out of the bye and play like that. That's coaching's a big part of that. Not down on Satterfield again after that. But anyway, back to
this. This scares the shit out of me. This is like NC State or nothing, right? This Florida State team's 0-3 on the road.
That's another thing, too. They haven't traveled well. Excellent point. Yep.
When you have a fucking defense as bad as this NC State team, especially against the pass, there's basically dead last or almost at 133, 300 yards a game. They better get something going. They better have some turnovers or to help them out. I mean, we saw them at home 2 weeks ago, beat Georgia Tech. It's like they're not going to win a low-scoring game, right? Like, it seems like both teams should be able to move the football here. So I know this total's high, but I'll lean over. NC State always at home is where you back them, even with their better teams. The last few with the better defense. And it's been tough for Florida State to go in there traditionally. It's just not easy at all. So I don't know what to make of it. Florida State played a lot better second half, I thought, last week. Kind of pulled away against Virginia Tech. We'll get to them. I don't even know if we're going to get to them. Whatever. They're horrible. But, yeah, this one's tough. I might have to hold the nose with NC State, but right as of now, it's a wait for me.